Good evening. This is Gay Spirit, a program of information and entertainment for the lesbian and gay community of the greater Hartford area.
Monday night and I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the day. Tuesday night and I might go insane.
Wednesday hits, and still I know it's so very far away.
Thursday finds me on my knees, and I pray. Saves me. I'm alright if I get to dance till the break of dawn with the music on. Friday night in the Castro, dynamite on the floor. Some may settle for less, but I want more. 6 o'clock and I lock the door. I leave the office far behind. That's the place I want to go. Out to the Castro, music, boys in San Francisco. Oh, take me to the Trocadero. That's the place that I want to go. To the Castro, music, boys in San Francisco. I want to go to the Castro. I want to go to the Castro.
Friday night in the Castro is a musical tribute to the glory days of the gay disco dance scene of the 1970s. I remember that scene well from my own youth in that era when I used to go to the Warehouse Disco on Woodbine Street here in Hartford. Perhaps our Warehouse Disco was the equivalent of the Trocadero. San Francisco's gay male subculture was centered in the Castro, the gay ghetto of the city. The disco was the temple of gay male sexuality in the 70s. You can be sure that Harvey Milk went to the Trocadero when he first came to San Francisco, to the Castro neighborhood, to open his camera shop. Friday night in the Castro is the big dance number from I Am Harvey Milk, the musical, with music and lyrics by Andrew Lippa. The San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus were recorded live in performance with Andrew Lippa himself as the singing voice of Harvey Milk. And as you can hear, at the end of the number, the crowd heard it and exulted. You'll be hearing more excerpts from the original cast recording of I Am Harvey Milk. It was downloaded from iTunes and given to me in compact disc format, courtesy of Greg McMahon, current artistic director of the Connecticut Gay Men's Chorus. They will be performing Andrew Lippa's I Am Harvey Milk in the spring. Well, if spring ever gets here. The gay orgy of disco dancing reminds me of the Mardi Gras festivities just concluded in New Orleans this past Tuesday, Fat Tuesday. I have another musical number to play for you that's got that Iko Iko Mardi Gras chant in it, so keep listening to Gay Spirit, America's longest continuously running radio program specifically devoted to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender concerns. Now slogging through the snow into its 35th year of uninterrupted week-by-week broadcast over listener-supported WWUH. With us as Gay Spirit's companion program for going on 27 years now is This Way Out, America's internationally transmitted LGBT radio magazine. This Way Out goes out to in excess of 200 radio stations in this country and countries around the world, and is transmitted worldwide on the shortwave radio band and via internet audio servers. WWUH was on the original list of subscribers when This Way Out premiered way back on April 1st, 1988. Ever since that date, there has been a full hour of gay programming on Thursday evenings at 91.3 FM. First comes the current weekly half-hour-long installment of This Way Out, followed immediately by another 30 minutes of locally produced and live on-air Gay Spirit. The two gay shows are but a tiny part of the full spectrum of listening alternatives this station offers the listening public nonstop, 24 hours on the clock. To access this wealth of music genre shows and public affairs programs at any hour of the day or night, in real-time audio, go to our station's website at wwuh.org. The anti-gay cultural war continues in the United States, even though our LGBT community nationwide has witnessed continuing advances for our civil rights in legislation and court decisions. All homophobic white guys refuse to accept the fact that they have lost their battle against us. One of those guys is the conservative Republican governor of Kansas, Sam Brownback. Mary Sanchez, columnist for the Kansas City Star, will tell you about Brownback's nasty backlash at us. I'll read you what she wrote about him that was recently reprinted in the Hartford Courant. Also, a month from now, one of the biggest gatherings of sexual minority youth in the nation, if not the world, will be taking place here in our state. It's time to pre-register for the True Colors 2015 conference at Yukon stores. I'll remind you about it in the closing minutes of tonight's show. Dea Adegbalola is an out lesbian blues singer based in Fredericksburg, Virginia. She took that Iko Iko New Orleans Mardi Gras chant and turned it into Dyko Dyko. Her original queer blues is an autobiographical capsule of her life. Through her singing, Dea reaches out to lovers of the blues and to her lesbian sisters and gay brothers. She states unequivocally that she is gay. Yes, that's her name, without shame. She says, I want my blues community to honestly see me, to gain understanding about my struggle for acceptance. I also want my GLBTQ community to experience the universal healing power of the blues. Here's Gaia Adegbalola telling you like it is with her queer blues from her 2008 solo CD, Gay Without Shame.
My shame turned into fear. But now times have changed and I love being queer. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. Well, when I was a teen, I dated boy after boy to prove I was okay. You know, I let him go to second base. I never let him go all the way. You know, I didn't like their kisses, I didn't like their touch. My lies turned into fear. But now times have changed and I love being queer. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. Well, I got married, I had a child, I did the housewife thing. You know, I'd wash and iron and I would cook and clean. I treated him like a king. But then I had headaches night after night, and it became real clear that times have changed and I love being queer. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. You know I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. You know I want your acceptance just as I am. There's really nothing to fear. You know times have changed and I'm okay being queer. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it. I say I'm here now and I'm queer now. You better get over it.
Despite the many gains for gay civil rights these days on so many fronts, same-sex marriage, transgender rights protections, and the recognition of LGBT rights in the workplace, the anti-gay culture war continues, even though we in the sexual minorities also seem to be winning that war. Our civil rights continue to be denied us in nasty rearguard actions. Mary Sanchez, a gay-friendly columnist for the Kansas City Star, tells us by now you might have heard about the latest political firestorm out of Kansas. Governor Sam Brownback, a conservative Republican, issued an executive order rescinding protections for state workers who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. Brownback is all but proclaiming that LGBT people should have fewer rights. The order lifts protections against firing, discrimination against, or harassing a state worker for being anything but straight. Under Brownback's administration, that person now has no right to file a complaint as a member of a legally protected class of people. Comedian Jon Stewart seized on the governor's order and, making the obligatory connection between Kansas and the Wizard of Oz, quipped that there's no place like homophobia. Meanwhile, on Twitter, the hashtag #BrownBackwards quickly began trending. The governor should not have been surprised about the response. One would think that Brownback had enough on his plate without inviting more controversy. Kansas is in financial turmoil, reeling in the face of a projected $600 million budget deficit next year. A major reason for this pickle is the massive tax cuts Brownback and his party enacted. Kansas have not warmly appreciated the $28 million in cuts to elementary and secondary schools the governor's office announced earlier in the month. Rural and suburban school districts are testily fighting for their piece of the shrinking pie as Kansas public school funding formula must be rewritten following a state Supreme Court ruling. So what was Brownback thinking with this ill-advised, not to mention plain mean executive order? Was this a desperate appeal to his base to shore up popularity? Perhaps. After all, he's flailing. But the move just highlights his desperation, not to mention how out of touch he is with America. He's seriously misjudging just how far public sentiment has shifted in recent years to ensure that LGBT people have the same rights and protections as anyone else. Contrary to what Brownback may want to believe, these attitudes have evolved among Republicans, too. He's toying with dividing his base, which includes fiscal conservatives with more liberal moral attitudes. Brownback and the choir he's preaching to have lost this battle. They know it, whether or not they admit it. The vast majority of Fortune 500 companies already offer such protections for LGBT workers. The same-sex marriage bans in state after state are falling like dominoes. Some critics decry the executive order as a cynical attempt to sidetrack attention from pertinent issues of the day. But reasonable people, including many Republicans and fiscal conservatives, have decided to take a live and let live approach to issues like gay marriage. They accept that society has changed, and they will change with it. For a governor, amid such a sea change, to claw back measures that protect the right for people from being fired for their sexual orientation, it's enough to call into question his moral decency and judgment on other matters. In fact, that's already happening in Kansas. The budget mess is brought into virtually every conversation about state government or Brownback. The executive order invites more attention and more scrutiny of his other failures in office. It seems like a Hail Mary pass to drive media and public attention away from issues that matter in voters' daily lives. And it doesn't matter whether or not those voters share Brownback's views on sexuality and morality. Kansas, perhaps more than citizens of any other state, know how discrimination targeted at homosexuals looks when it is flaunted on a national media platform. We faced it for years. The now deceased Reverend Fred Phelps of the Westboro Baptist Church of Topeka paraded his hatred toward gay people around the globe. The state was ashamed that Phelps' foolishness germinated in our soil. And many people of faith, including deeply conservative ones, were forced to analyze how the personal views they'd learned as children about homosexuality contributed to the harm of others. The good news is that enlightenment about sexual orientation and the determination to protect the rights of those who are not heterosexual is gathering momentum. The progress of the past 5 years has been stunning. Some will try to roll back these gains, and they will fail. More importantly, they will reap diminishing political returns from mounting these forays into culture warfare. Like Kansas, the United States has dug a deep hole for itself in the economy, in education, in public safety, and foreign policy. We've got a lot of problems that need focus, and the sexual behavior of consenting adults isn't one of them. Mary Sanchez, gay-friendly columnist for the Kansas City Star, tries to bring us back to our senses. We as a nation ought to put national issues in their proper non-homophobic perspective. I have read you exactly what she wrote in her column as it was carried in the Hartford Courant on the opinion page of the Courant in its edition for last Sunday, February 15th. In the Courant, her column was captioned, "Flailing Brownback Turns to Homophobia." Respond to what you've heard from Mary Sanchez, if you like, by emailing her at msanchez@kcstar.com.
Oh, the saddest sound I ever heard was footsteps cold and sharp. They were speaking volumes of neglect as they faded in the dark. And the most haunting voice I ever felt was crying into space. A wounded angel trapped in flesh and wearing your child's face. Yes, wearing your child's face. Don't turn away, don't condemn. Let your spirit comfort them. Peace awaits, but until then, do not turn away. The longest journey ever gone began with one small step, and the price for burning bridges now is a lifetime of regret. How we love is no more choice than is the way we die. By you who gave them passage here, they must not be denied. They must not be denied. Don't turn away, don't condemn. Let your spirit comfort them. Peace awaits, but until then, do not turn away. Don't turn away, do not fail. Heed your heart, let love prevail. Death is looming, hope is frail. Do not turn away. Do not turn away.
The late great singer and AIDS activist Michael Callan gives such a poignant interpretation of John Bucchino's Do Not Turn Away, with Bucchino himself accompanying on piano. This song was one of many that Michael Callan recorded in studio very near the end of his life. After his death in 1993, Michael's lover, drummer Richard Dworkin, saw to it that all this recorded material reached the public in a 2-CD compilation he produced in Michael's memory called Legacy, released in 1995. That song, Do Not Turn Away, makes its appeal for the recognition of our LGBT youth and their struggles. So many of them report being rejected and bullied. You can change that by supporting LGBT youth and by letting them know you accept them just as they are. You have the power to be an ally of our sexual minority youth. You could, for instance, help to create safe spaces in the schools for them, or give them guidance in a mentoring capacity. Our True Colors, the support organization for LGBT youth in Connecticut, can show you how to have a positive impact on their lives. To connect with Our True Colors, go to the website, www.ourtruecolors.org. It's time to pre-register for the biggest queer youth event in our state, certainly, and most likely the biggest LGBT youth gathering in the nation, the True Colors 2015 Conference on the campus of the University of Connecticut at Storrs. The conference will be held Friday, March 20th and Saturday, March 21st. This year's conference takes as its theme, When Pink and Blue Are Not Enough, exploring gender identity and expanding beyond gender norms. True Colors conferences always feature a plenary session in Jorgensen Auditorium with a nationally prominent speaker. Our True Colors founder, Robin McCallan, also will address the crowd. There are many workshops for small groups. These sessions cover a wide variety of topics. There will be musical entertainers and a dance on Saturday night. Once again, to pre-register for the 2015 True Colors LGBT Youth Conference, go to the website www.ourtruecolors.org. For teachers and providers of social services for youth, this conference is a must. If all goes as planned, next Thursday, Paul Grabowski, Youth Activities Coordinator at Our True Colors, will be coming live on air on Gay Spirit to tell you more about the upcoming conference. Next Thursday, February 26th, This Way Out in Gay Spirit will be heard approximately 1 hour later than usual so as to accommodate broadcast earlier in the evening of a University of Hartford women's basketball game. Metropolitan Community Church of Hartford wants you to come out and come home to a truly accepting and inclusive spiritual community. MCC Hartford, founded in 1973, is Greater Hartford's oldest LGBT community organization that is still very much in existence. MCC Hartford invites you to join them for worship service Sundays at 10 a.m. at the parish house of Church of the Good Shepherd, 155 Willis Street in Hartford on the ground floor. One social outreach of MCC Hartford's ministry is the Somewhere Coffee House, which gathers the second Friday of the month from 7 to 10 p.m. in MCC's space in the parish house. For more information about Metropolitan Community Church of Hartford, phone the church's office number, area code 860-724-4605, or go to the website, www.mcchartford.com. MCC's pastor, Reverend Aaron Miller, is available to counsel anyone within the sexual minorities who needs help. To reach him, you can call the pastor's direct line, area code 860-990-1225. Well, that does it for Gay Spirit for this Thursday evening. Be back with us every Thursday night from 8:30 to 9 p.m. for more information and entertainment for Radio Hartford's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender minority. And this is Keith Brown wishing you a real gay week and good night for Gay Spirit.